All right,
We're live, pal.
everybody, welcome back to the Dirty 20s D&D night
Holiday special part 2.
here on your whatever favorite media platform you watch it on, YouTube, Twitch,
Look at that.
Only
1 year and
OnlyFans,
he's
OnlyFans,
finally
who
become
knows?
a proper host.
Pornhub.
Believe me, Lewis, I thought about it.
Coming soon to Pornhub.
I got
Yeah.
voted. Guess who outvoted me?
I don't know who you're pointing to.
You have to look in
Wait.
the making jokes.
Oh, on my stream, I'm underneath you.
Yeah.
On my
So
Discord,
I was pointing diagonally.
I don't know who's
Anyway,
diagonal from
anyway.
you.
You're on the top
Very-
left for me,
It's a
Brandon.
very visual joke.
All right. Last time we were here, you guys all made it to the Inn of the Last Home in Solace. You had yourselves a bit of a holiday dinner and celebration with the warriors of Kryn. You all kind of had your own little inner defeat kind of moments and questioning your own tactics and your own uh, beliefs and viewpoints.
My dang is raped by a demon for 4 hours.
Yeah, Kivonian broke Tanis Half Elven with that. Yeah, everybody kind of had their own moments of conversation with each other and with the members of the other party. And then finally, everybody, for the most part, everybody started drinking a high octane nog of Tikas, which knocked most of the people on their ass. The others either went up to their rooms for the night, or in Kaywin's circumstance, went to the roof where he began his meditation, looking off into the slightly wintry nighttime sky. And the last thing he remembered in the night before going into his trance was swearing he could hear the faint sound of really, really shitty goblin death metal. You woke up the next morning, went down to everybody woke up to have breakfast. Tika made huge plates of meat and such that Inafine ate all of. And then Tika came back out with eggs. The news of her not being able to properly house Rocky the elephant for the night angered Inafine, who began talking her shit, not realizing she was talking to a bad bitch herself, aka the baddest bitch, the Nicole Colangelo of this world.
Starts punching her hand like a glove.
Tika matched energy, to which you guys, kind of all saddled up for the day, went and met with the rest of the party, who they told you because of the festivities and the holidays, they had gotten together and came up with some gifts to give you guys, along with Raceland casting a bit of a spell that pretty much cured everybody's hangovers and also gave you a level. It's the holiday spirit. That was the end of the night because Inafine was passing out and Nori had already left. So we start tonight at there. So you guys reach the other party. You have, you've all gained your level. You've felt rejuvenated by the spell cast by Raceland Majere. And suddenly, different members of the group begin coming up to you with these like not hastily wrapped, but not like it's not wrapping paper. It's like thin leathers and just simple coverings and and
Fine silks.
not fine. I wouldn't even say silks. It's like deer leathers and small animal furs, and like tied up with hide straps. Kind of very simplistic comparatively to what you would probably find in your more like regal/noble households. Um, I'll start with Kaywin. Kaywin, you're sitting on your horseback, just your typical self, and Sturm Brightblade, the paladin of the group, approaches you, and he's got a long, moderately thin item wrapped up.
So thin.
Yeah, he approaches you. He's like, "I saw that you had yourself a bow." He goes, "It seems of good make, but this, I believe, would help you greatly going forward."
I take it. I measure its, balance overall with my hand. Draw back. Can I like do an insight check to see how good it is and like?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that.
Game mechanics.
Yeah, I gotta use the app.
It is. He tells you that it is an oath bow.
That's a 5 on the insight. I'm just like,
oh yeah. From your perspective, actually that wouldn't be an insight check. Give me an investigation check.
Okay, good, because that was a shit roll.
Investigatory.
An insight's like you're trying to read the intent of the bow.
Got it. Well, that was slightly better. 14.
14. As you're balancing it, you can tell that this is it's a very good bow. It's very light. It's elven made.
Very nice.
This is very quality.
This is a very charitable gift, sir. Thank you.
Explains to you that it used to be his before he took up his sword, and he focused more on close combat. He explains it to he got it from Tanis's family. Good, well-made bow. It's very useful against enemies you truly hate. So I would hold on. Let me add that, or do you want to add it to your?
What is it called?
Oath bow.
Oath bow. Oath bow.
One word.
Yeah, I got you.
All right.
Just gonna grab the pen. I'll be right back. Have a children's evening. Children's evening style. Have a children's evening.
We turn to Fatu. The largest of their group, Karaman, comes up to you, and he's got a small box, like a small kind of not box, wooden box in his hand. He's like, I'm not really good at rapping, so figured this would do the trick. And he hands you the box. As you open it, there's a belt inside. And upon looking, you can see that in the stones of the belt, or it looks like it's like orangish inside the stones, kind of like the same color of flame. He goes, he's like, that was my belt for a numerous amount of years. I took it from a giant in the south. He goes, if I hadn't found a better one, I would, I'd still have that. He goes, but seeing as how you seem to be the strongest in your group, I feel like you could use this more than I can. He gives you a smack on the back. Ha!
I'm sorry, meta question. He's the one with Tika, right?
Yes.
Okay.
If you want to give me an investigation check on it.
Yeah, sure.
Get curious in character. Have a chill dude's evening.
5. 23.
23. As you take it out of the box, you immediately, upon investigating it, know it to be of dwarven make. You don't know exactly who made it, but you can feel the power of a giant within it. And upon investigating it, you assume that it has to be of a fire giant.
Okay.
So when you add to your inventory, look up belt of fire giant strength.
Okay. Do I get white coveralls like Super Mario? Throw fireballs?
No. Nah, maybe you can borrow Kivonian's outfit.
But as soon as you get hit, you lose it.
Yeah. Kivonian, you and Nori are both approached by the little half elf, halfling looking fella, Tasselhoff. Kivonian, he gives you it's kind of like a lump in a leather wrapping. He looks at you, he's like, "Oh, I believe this is going to look marvelous on you."
Oh, you're so cute.
And then he turns to Nori. He goes, I've never been able to quite use these. He goes, they don't really fit me, and they don't really fit what I do. But something about them, they always felt quite magical and not something I could tap into. He goes, maybe you can, and he gives you a pair of gloves, Nori.
Uh-huh. I'll
If
do
you
it.
guys both want to give me investigation checks on them.
Yeah, I do. He gives me gloves, or he just gives me a lump.
When you open it up, it is a whole brand new suit of armor. It's studded leather, and it is fucking glamorous.
Yeah.
It is actually called. Hold on. Actually, I'm gonna wait for you to give me that investigation check.
13.
All right. You, upon looking at it, you're like, oh my. While it doesn't automatically give you on first glance the same oh look at that guy appearance of your white Klansman outfit. Look at it and you're like, oh, this is definitely better made than. You can tell it's of better armor standing than what you have. And you can tell that there's magic within it to do kind of like there's some kind of magic attached to it that you can't quite pinpoint. It's literally called, and when you want to put it in your inventory, it's called Glamored Studded Leather.
Glamour
Yeah.
studded leather. Okay. I say to the halfling, I say, what is this I'm feeling here? Because it feels really good.
Yeah. He looks at you, he goes, oh, he goes, that's just you feeling glamorous. he kind of back to the group. Nori, what'd you roll for investigation?
19.
19. You can tell upon looking at these items. Hold on. Where'd the description go? Of course, it's not there anymore. I just gotta find it. There it is. You, upon looking at them, you immediately sense magic, kind of built into them, and you're looking at them, and you're like, huh. Like you can feel that these things are gonna make you, like, there's inner strength to these things. Like they look like they're gonna hurt people. when you add it to your inventory, they're called gloves of soul catching.
Okay.
Yeah, because you're gonna catch some souls handing out beatings with those. All right.
Yep.
All the people that she's
Who do
gonna
I
be
got
banishing
left?
to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
all
it's-
look. You watch the one female cleric, Gold Moon. She's just off on to the side. She's talking to Chiron. She gives him some kind of necklace, and he seems very appreciative of it. Who do I got left? Inaphine. Tanis, the leader of the group, comes up to you, and he comes. He goes, I don't know. He's like, I don't know how well these are going to fit. He goes, I've had these since I was but a sapling. He's like, they served me well for years. They allowed me to travel great distances in a quick amount of time. He goes, hopefully you can do great things with them yourself. And he hands you inside this kind of like sack, leather bound. As you open it, you find a pair of they look elven and make boots. When you add those to your, you want to give me an investigation check?
Hey, why that's happening, this isn't popping up on my thing, isn't popping up on my inventory.
Look, I had to do the same thing. The spelling really matters. Look it up. Say like so. I would type like in a search engine, like Google or whatever, D&D, and then start typing the name of the thing. And I just was not spelling glamour right, and it's actually glamoured instead of glamour. So the wording matters.
She rolled a 14.
I'm helping.
14. All right. You can tell, like, as you're looking at these boots, you can see that there are on the bottoms like slight burn marks, in the sense of not from like fire, but from movement, like
Friction.
yes.
She's gonna be the Flash.
When you add those to your inventory, they're boots of speed.
Bo, 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 bo.
I have a quick question out of character.
What up?
I have telekinesis now. Does that mean I can throw my hammer like Thor?
No.
I would have to look at what your
Get out.
telekinetic powers are, and see what that's supposed to give you. And we can figure that out from there. Because
Awesome.
if it legitimately gives you that kind of ability, then yeah, I'll let you throw your hammer around.
Let him. Let him.
I've got Mage Hand now. I'm gonna play with that.
Okay, still
Tinzo.
not- Oh,
Yes, sir.
Actually, hold on. Let me do this for Laura, because it's not coming up on mine either.
Shit.
But I know that's an item.
in Baldur's Gate 3.
No, it's an item in the game, the
I think
actual
it's based
game of
off the same
D&D.
shit.
Yes.
Oh.
What was it called?
Gloves of soul catching. Hold on one second, because I'll.
Yeah, it says it right there. Gloves of Soul Catching, D&D 5th edition. Let me just see if I can.
Do I need a specific boot? Hold on.
Oh yeah, I see. It says all I see coming up is gloves of missile snaring, gloves of swimming and climbing, and living gloves, sleight of hand. Interesting. I'm helping.
And I'm helping.
Of course, it's gonna make me do this. All right, 1 second.
Gloves of Soul Catching. I typed in just gloves, and I'm looking at every pair of gloves that came up, and none of them are the gloves of soul catching.
I know, because you need a certain book.
The Candlekeep Mysteries.
Yeah. So, hold on. I just got to double.
There's a Reddit post that says, "Why did nobody tell me that the gloves of soul catching were so broken?"
Oh,
I think you want those gloves, Laura.
yes, please.
Give me 1 second.
By the way, while this is all going on, Kivonian immediately strips down in front of everybody and puts the new armor on.
There you go. They're in your inventory now, Laura.
Thank you.
I do it standing on my horse.
Oh my god.
All right.
I feel like at this point,
Everybody-
literally none
Give
of
us
us
an
are even
acrobatics
phased.
check.
What was that, Laura?
It was. I'm sorry, Kevin. None of us are phased.
Yeah.
He was saying something to the effect that everybody's seen my cockles already. In game.
Tinzo, you see everybody, like all these other members.
In real life.
You see all these people
20% of the
approaching all the
party
other
has
members
seen
of the
your cock
party,
in real life.
giving them these tokens.
Right? Yeah, one,
You
two,
start to kind of
three,
look
like,
around, and as you look across from you, you make eye contact with Raceland.
it's 50%.
And as you make eye contact with him, you hear in your head, he goes, he's like, you just hear, don't worry, I didn't forget you. Your gift just isn't ready yet.
And I just say, it's okay. I'm sure it'll be great.
Did you
It
fucking
fucking better
cake
be
or
okay.
something?
wait, why does he sound like that? It better fucking be okay, goddammit.
Yeah.
Christian
Fucking better
Bale?
Swear to me!
It'll be okay. Okay.
All right, so with that, you've all got your gifts, you've all got your items.
Kivonian walks. The group of the people from Dragonlance, they're like all near each other right now, right?
So what?
They're all like near each other, like close by within earshot, right?
Yeah.
All right, Kivonian walks into their group and says, I'm sorry we don't really have anything to give you guys. Like, we weren't ready for this, but this glamour outfit is absolutely amazing. And the only gift I have for you
Oh god.
is the gift of song. And Kivonian whips out his lute and he starts playing that song from Muppet Christmas Carol. The do 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 do. Wherever you will find love, it feels like Christmas.
I pull out my Lotus weed and I share it with whoever wants to smoke it with me.
I reach over with my lips, like between verses, like
Kivonian,
put it in my mouth. Yes.
a performance check at advantage.
Performance at advantage because of Christmas. Okay. So we got a 15 and a 16 plus 13. 29.
All right. Everybody give yourself a point of inspiration. That pretty much allows you one reroll.
Myself included, or just everybody else?
Okay, you give yourself one. You were that inspiring.
How do you?
I click
do
on
you-
inspiration and that's it, right?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Nice.
All right.
And then I say, thank you again for these wondrous gifts.
They all kind of, everybody's like, oh, no problem whatsoever. Blah, 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 blah.
I do it just as animated as the Muppet from the movie, by the way. I'm really into it.
Tinzo, you kind of feel like after that little miniature conversation you had with Raceland, you kind of feel a little tinge in like the back of your mind.
Before you go any further, how do you do inspiration?
Just click that little sun.
Yeah, click that little sun gimmick.
Okay.
It's just a reminder that you have one.
Yeah, so if the sun's in there, you know you have a point and you can use it for a reroll.
Yes. So like if you feel you have to we'll see how long I give it to you. But like it's one of those things where like if you feel a moment really needs a reroll, like you're trying to do an attack or some kind of ability roll, and you roll fucking horrendously, you're like, I want to use my point of inspiration to reroll that.
Wherever you find love, it feels like Christmas.
Like I said, Tenzo, you feel a tinge in the back of your mind after having that conversation in your head with Raceland.
Tenzo tinge.
Okay.
That's
So
a
is it
nice
just
cloud you got there.
so like it would be more of like it's like something I sense that's there, but I don't know or I don't understand it. Like it's just something I
You
sense.
feel like there might be like there's something there,
Okay.
but you can't you don't immediately it's not like
Clicking.
it's not like there's something's like brute force, like it's very subtle.
Okay.
Ugh.
It's the ghost of Christmas past.
Like if you wanted to try to figure it out, it'd be a difficult roll.
It's okay. I'll just
All right.
it'll be like me just walking around kind of like something's there. I'm trying to understand it, but I don't know.
So if you all mount up, you're already mounted up.
Tony, you're kind of like Brett Michaels right now.
You
If he didn't have diabetes.
Oh.
you're all mounted up. The other party, they begin to they're finalizing all their shit. They're getting on their mounts. You hear from off in the distance behind you. You hear a female voice screaming, "I'm gonna fuck that bitch up!" Like you notice Tanis and Sturm and Caramon are like, what is that? And Caramon's like, that couldn't be Tika. What? Should I go check that out?
No, it's been
No, right?
it's been resolved.
No.
We're good.
This is
No,
just
all right.
I'm sure
Move
this will
along.
all blow over.
I'm just thinking too much. All right, let's get out of here.
I could sing another song.
Yeah.
I don't mean to alarm everyone. But
Surprise and alarm.
when I was in my meditative state, I heard a particular sound. Now, I could be going crazy, or our goblin problem is here as well.
I look dead at you.
Yeah. Caramon suddenly tightens up. He goes, "Goblin problem."
Yes, I may or
I-
may not have shot a goblin who has now a blood feud with us that's now following us across dimensions.
Like he gets so tense, Raceland puts a hand on his shoulder. Caramon's like, "I fucking hate goblins."
Me too. That's why I tried to
You're
shoot.
certainly in the right company.
He looks at his brother. He goes, "Oh, it's all right. It's all right." Tanis looks at you and he goes, "We will keep up. We will keep sentinel when we make camp, and we will keep our eyes open at all times."
The big tell is shitty death metal.
What is this death metal you speak of?
It's a very
Well, no.
loud, aggressive form of music.
You will know.
Is that common amongst your goblins?
Just this one in particular.
Ugh. All right, we'll keep our ears open.
It leaves a stain on your soul.
Yeah. So everybody's mounted up. Tannis kind of like trots over. He's like, all right, these are our options. We can either head north through the mountains. What the fuck? He's like, we can either head north through the mountains to the crossing past North Keep. To cross over, he goes, we have to head to Palanthas. That's the main capital. That's where we will find the most information.
Ugh.
We
Everyone-
can stop, obviously, we can stop on the way in Salanthus. He goes, but our destination is Palanthas. I know, difficult to remember, right? He goes, that we could take that way, and that's the shortest route, or we can take the long way, over land.
I thought there was a boat.
Which
Yeah.
route?
It's a boat crossing across a strait that would. He's explaining. He goes, the mountain passes can be treacherous. He goes, but at the same time, he's like, depending on the activity and on the seas, he goes, you can always run into trouble if you cross at the wrong time.
Which route has the most opportunities for an ambush against us? I only ask because we've had many surprises on the road.
He stops. He goes, well, let me put it this way. He goes, the only real chance of an ambush is, out of some kind of cave in the mountains if we take the pass to the strait. He goes, or from pirates as we're crossing the gap. He goes, if we take the overland route, there will be countless opportunities for bandits, for highwaymen, for slavers, for anybody to try to come out of nowhere.
In the cave route, did the dwarves dig too greedily and too deep?
No. You misunderstand me. We won't have to go into any caves. He goes, but there are creatures that do live within caves in the mountains.
Oh. What does everybody else?
I raise my head and he say boat.
I could use some sea air.
We don't get enough ocean in our time.
They don't focus enough on our piracy, so I'm in on the boats.
Okay.
Not nearly enough.
Raceland turns. He goes, there might be another way. As he says that, Tinzo, you feel that tinge in the back of your mind just disappear. Raceland explains. He goes, I might be able to get us to the crossing relatively quick.
We're listening.
So I look at him like, what do you suggest?
He goes, give me some space. Let me try something. And he's, while sitting on his horse, he trots in front of the party. Let's see how this works. All right. Raceland, while holding his staff, you watch as he begins to utter to himself. He's and you watch as this area, probably 10 yards in front of his horse, like the air in front of it just kind of starts to glimmer, kind of starts to shimmer. Looks like it's kind of stretching. You see a blue tinge of light start coming out of the air where this is all happening. As he's going, you can see he's focused. He's like kind of trembling. And then suddenly you watch as a portal opens. And he comes out of it and he's like, oh. He turns around and he goes, I think that'll do.
Devonian, kind of out of like second nature, reaches for his sword and half pulls it out of his sheath, and then kind of stops.
He looks back to you. He goes, "There should be no worry." He goes, "This is of my doing."
He looks at him, gives him that kind of halfway suspicious look, and then slides it back into the sheath.
I walk up to him. I put my hand on his shoulder. I'm like, "Incredible, my friend."
He looks at you. He goes, "It's amazing the things we can learn." Huh. And then he just trots into the portal. He disappears.
I look over at Tenzo and I go, "We've been dealing with this shit for months, and he's on it for 2 seconds, and he's already making a fucking portal." Jesus.
Trust me, this is a good thing. And then I go and follow behind him.
I follow behind Tenzo.
I mutter somewhat audibly, "Bloody spell chuckers."
Wow. I take it you're all kind of following suit.
She's nodding yes. I think that's a yes for Tony
I
as
will
well.
reluctantly be the last person through the portal.
Okay. Let me just get that map loaded.
I gotta make pee. Be right back.
Go ahead, bud.
The ladies in the shower.
What do you
I
say?
have to go.
I have to make pee like you're 3 years old.
I
I
must
gotta
do,
make pee.
I must do pee-pee.
I'm gonna go do it in the wood line.
Has anybody ever seen the video of the kid who's like getting yelled at by his mother for like literally shitting himself while he's playing whatever game?
Yes.
He's like, "You're shitting yourself right now." And he's like, "No, not yet, not yet."
No.
Shit is coming out of your ass. Not yet.
Let me just make sure. Boob. All right. Waiting for Kavonian.
Has anybody seen the Iron Claw yet?
I haven't. I heard it was really depressing.
Well, I mean, we know it's going to be really depressing. Like, I heard they drastically oversimplified. Like, they don't go
Oh, probably.
that deep into things.
I'm gonna go on a limb and say most of like the drama and the story is gonna be
Mike
them. It's gonna be
Or-
their like the son's like issues are gonna be more just trying to make their dad proud than any other personal
Oh yeah, no.
trauma.
Fritz is definitely going to be the
Yeah.
antagonist.
Sorry, you all go through the portal and you appear at this coastline. You see off in front of you, like the actual like beach and the coast, and you see like a dock. There's a large galleon. Kind of, I know it doesn't show that on the map, but battle maps are kind of hard to come by with exactly what you want. There's a large galleon dock there. There's nothing really here other than the dock. There's a large house.
How big is the dock?
Dock's big enough for everybody to trot their animals down.
They've got those big.
Rocky's gonna have to travel by himself on that. If
Well,
you're
he's probably big enough to wade through like the water.
In fact, he's probably in there bathing himself.
Yeah.
Trunk style.
So as you all come through the portal, it actually seems as if like no time, like no time has lapsed between. Like it's still early morning. Like
So
the
it's
sun
like,
is still
how-
barely.
How did you do that? You wizard, how now? You.
Raceland just kind of he chuckles to himself. He looks at you. He says,
Shake my
And he
finger
looks-
sternly.
as he's sitting on his horse, he kind of just sits there. He looks at his brother. He just like. Caramon looks at him. He goes, "You look tired, brother." He goes, "Oh yes." He goes, "Quite so." He looks back over at the party. He looks at Tinzo, and you just hear in your head. He's like, "That was not easy."
And no, and trust me, I'm not looking forward to opening many of those.
You just inside your head, you hear him. He goes, "You've never opened one?"
that's
No,
what she.
not yet. Unfortunately.
Cracked it open.
And you watch as his actual face, his physical face, kind of turns up, and he just out. You hear in the real. He looks at you. He goes, "Interesting. All right." He trots off towards the dock.
I walk up to Tinzo and I say, "You need to make sure you learn this."
Oh, I have. I just haven't opened one yet.
Do it.
All right. So the other party, Tanis, Caramon, and Raceland walk into the house. After a few minutes, they come back out with what appears to be a stereotypical ship captain.
What does a stereotypical ship captain look like?
I'm picturing
Pirate.
the captain from The Simpsons.
Arr.
Yar.
Yeah.
Nyar.
A wooden leg.
We be nobody be going nowhere tonight.
If ye means to be crossing the straits in my wooden shanty, you best be making with the payments.
I'm just picturing the guy from Family Guy who's got all wooden appendages.
Seamus.
Yeah.
Not you, Seamus. Oh.
Oh. Tony, why are you jacking off over there?
No, not you, Seamus.
So the guy he approaches. He tells you. He's like, "I'm gonna be leaving here in just a few hours, heading back to the North Continent." He goes, if you means for me to take you with me," he goes, "I don't ask for much. I'm already making the trip. Give me 20 gold ahead." And then as Rocky trumpets behind him, he goes, "By the gods!"
Why do they all say that?
They've never seen
Nobody-
an elephant before.
Elephants are not. They don't. I don't. As far as I remember, they do not exist here.
Well, even in one of the other worlds, it was like, by the gods. So they just look up at Rocky.
'Cause I'm in my head, Rocky is like
Enormous.
gigantic.
An elephant.
He's almost the size of one of those elephants from Lord of the Rings.
He has his own gravity.
The Oliphants.
Yeah, he's gigantic. It's just what the fuck.
Cavonian walks up to the captain and he says, "Sir, this is a rather large party. You think we could do this for less than 20 gold a head?"
He looks at you. He goes, "If I'm taking that fucking thing, it's worth 20 gold a head."
I just throw a bag of money on the thing. It covers everybody.
Hey, that
and
beast
the
is phenomenal at fighting sea monsters. I'm definitely lying.
He goes, "It's good at fighting. How?"
Did you see that trunk?
He look-
I could
he goes,
stand on top of him and shoot people from it.
I've seen that trunk rip in half the entire body of a Galanthian warhog.
What? He goes,
A
"That's just how-"
Galanthian warhog, only the most dangerous animal in the Creeplar Valley.
I love how you take the Rick and
Give
Morty
me a
approach to
persuasion
naming
check.
things.
Give
The
me a persuasion check.
Schneezelbacks.
Stuck on my Jagon. You said persuasion?
Yeah. Because he can't tell. He doesn't think you're lying, but he doesn't know what you're. Huh?
That was almost a natural 20. But I got a 14 plus 13, 24, 5, 6, 27.
He looks at you. He goes, well, call it 15 gold apiece. He goes, but I'll be needing money for that creature itself.
I thought that's what the 15 gold was.
You know the elephant doesn't carry money, right?
Yeah, he doesn't talk. He can't barter.
He kind of squints his eyes like, I know, cunt. And he looks up at Fat Two and Nineveh, and he goes, aye. But his riders be carrying gold.
Your elephant.
I'm literally just standing in the back holding the bag of money that I already offered once.
I give him 15 gold. I was like, well, it's their elephant.
I put the pouch away and I just pay my 15.
You can just swim there yourself, sea woman.
What? Okay, all right. Don't take my money. It's fine. Pay yourselves.
He looks up at Fat Two and he goes, you two, this be your beast.
Yeah, here's the money. Let's go.
All right.
You didn't even. You should barter. Cavonian's yelling like, you should barter with them. Barter. That's the game.
Now when it comes to animals, I'm not arguing.
It's good luck to barter. We're going out to sea.
Yeah, he looks back at you. He goes, I get it. The woman's got the soft spot for the animals, doesn't she?
Yes, a very big one. Now let's just go.
You're a smarter man than you look. He hobbles up on the boat. He opens up a hatch. He goes, aye. You can bring your animals up. You can put them down into the cargo hold for the entirety of the trip. If I need the services of your war beast, looks up at Rocky. He goes, it's easy enough to get them out.
Do you have some sort of before I flick him the gold? Is like, do you have some sort of cabin or stateroom?
Yes.
I flip him an extra. I make it an extra 20 just for that.
All right.
I walk over to Tenzo and I whisper in his ear. I go, if any shit actually goes down and they try to make that elephant fight a sea monster, you need to do some magical shit. Because I was just trying to save us a few gold.
Cavonian. When will you learn?
No! And he walks away.
So all right. There's like a large gate opening. Like he opens the hatch. It's big enough. It's obviously for shipping and at larger docks. And there's as you're walking your horses up, you look in. There's a ramp leading at the opening leading down into a large dock, or not a large dock, a large like cargo hold.
How many crew does this captain have?
As you guys are mounting on getting on top of the ship.
Yeah, I want to.
On the deck, you notice at least 8 guys kind of on the deck itself. You don't know how many are underneath the deck, like in the bowels of the ship.
I start to say out loud so that everybody can hear me. It's a very nice ship you have here. I immediately look at Cavonian.
I go,
very
no.
Nice ship.
No. No.
What do you mean?
No. We can't. That was the last world. We're in a new world now. Last world was criminal world. We're good people in this world.
It's a ship. We wouldn't have to travel by land. We could just park the ship.
What if it's not in the ocean?
So shrink it and put it in the bag of holding.
So wait, is this conversation going in front of the
Well, no.
entire
Now
group?
he's pulled off. Now we're pulled off to the side.
We
Okay.
can't steal this ship. We're probably not even going to be in this world that long.
Just saying, I think we could take him.
Nori just
We
kind
need
of
a heads
comes
up
over. She's like, we should steal.
Giovanni goes, just give me the heads up if it happens.
Maybe I'm just instead of stealing the ship, I just might cause a mutiny.
Quick question. Out of character. Did this so he didn't transport us to Palanthus. Where are we?
You're at the crossing area on the northern part of the continent where Solace is. You're like you circumvented the entire mountain pass.
Oh,
And
that's
how
nice.
long would that have taken us if we walked it? Or, rode it?
That probably would have been at least a day.
Okay.
It's you're navigating up and down mountain. It's not just straight
have an
walking through.
elephant.
Yeah. You're suddenly, you're Hannibal,
Yeah, I was about to
crossing
say,
in
like, who are
Italy.
we, Hannibal trying to cross the Alps into Rome?
All right, so you all, everybody, you kind of get your animals set up. You come back up onto the deck. Everybody's just kind of hanging out for the time being, just looking out onto the open sea. And after probably about an hour of him doing all, everybody doing their sail checklists and such.
I go over to Fatu and I go say, "What a lovely boat he has here, wouldn't you say?"
Yeah, it's good craftsmanship. Nice. Is this birch? Is this birch or oak?
I think I'm feeling teak. I bounce up and down on it.
Teak wood.
Teak.
Teak's good. Very good.
Chiron's
Sturdy
standing
wood.
next.
Oh fuck! I forgot about Chiron.
Chiron's standing next to Fatu. He's just kind of looking out onto the water. He hears you say that, and he turns around and he goes, "No, no, no."
I gesture all of us, all of them. Boat.
Are you sure this is not pine?
Did you build this yourself?
I think it's cedar.
I was always more of an oak man myself.
Oak doesn't float like that, man. It's too heavy. Cedarwood glides like a dragon.
Well, let me set people up here on the deck. Fatu.
How long is this sea trip going to take?
It's only should only take depending on the. Well, are you asking me, the DM, or are you asking the ship captain?
I'll ask the captain. Let's do this and let's role play, baby.
I walk over to the front of the ship and I Captain Morgan on it as the ocean.
That's pretty much what I've got you doing at the front here. You're standing next to a ballista.
Oh.
Man, you're kind of like admiring this giant sea, fucking like
crossbow.
You're like yeah.
Does
And
the
Chiron's
ballista
standing
does
next
the
to you.
ballista
Kind
rotate
of poking you the same
360
thing, like,
degrees?
yeah. Huh?
Does the ballista rotate 360 degrees?
You're going to take out the mast.
Well, no, or take out.
Do you try to see if it rotates 360?
Yeah, sure.
degrees?
I'm just like, tinkering.
It's just imagine us all like little kids going into a store that's got a lot of flashing buttons for you to press.
All right,
we're touching everything.
So, when you're holding on to the controls of it, you're at the back, and you start kind of back and forth, and you start rotating it around, and you get to a point where the controls where you are, they're hitting like the side of the boat,
right?
And you're maneuvering it, and in your head you like, I think so. If you want to try to continue, I'm gonna need you to give me an acrobatics check.
No, I think I've seen enough for now.
All right. All right, so Kivonia, you're approaching the sea captain.
Yeah.
All right, and you're asking him how long the trip should take.
Yeah. So I say, how long are we going to be at sea, Captain? Oh, Captain.
He's yelling. He's like, hoisting the maiden mast. He goes, you get that anchor up. He's like,
Me?
what? No, not you, little elf man. What do you seek to know?
I lifted my fair share of anchor, kind sir.
What?
Never mind. How long are we going to be at sea?
He goes, well, it depends. He goes, if the sea itself is calm for us, and we get the winds favored in our advantage, should only be 5 hours or so. He goes, also depends on if we run into any other ships or any beasts.
Well, good thing we have something to take care of that.
Foreshadowing.
Yeah. He looks at you, he goes, I am going to hold you to it.
Hmm.
He goes, but if all things go well, it should only take us about 5 hours to cross the strait.
Well, that's definitely 4 hours of boredom. How good are your men's singing voices?
Oh, some of the best on all the seas in Kryn.
Well, that's perfect for me. And I whip out my lute and I walk over to the center of the ship and I start beating my chest and I go, there once was a ship that put to sea. The name of the ship was the
Hey!
What?
We haven't even left dock.
Damn it!
I walk over to Raceland.
I got a little excited.
He goes, get us out of here. We have to go. The ship, they push the ship off and start to go out into the sea.
Can we just assume
You've
Nori
started your journey across.
Can we just assume Nori's just jumping around the boat like she's done it 1,000 times, helping out? Just in the background, she's taking down ropes. She's putting
Yeah.
up.
She's climbing masts like with a little knife in her.
Yeah, exactly. Just that's what I'm doing.
Just like Hook.
Okay. Tinza, you said you approached Raceland.
Yeah, I'm just checking on him. I ask him, how are you feeling?
He's just kind of standing on the side, just looking out onto the water. He's like, well. He goes, it did take it out of me. He goes, but I feel fine. He goes, it's more, I'm amazed how well that worked out.
So then I ask him,
Appreciate you.
how do you do it? How do you learn everything in one shot?
In one shot, he goes, oh. He'll tell you the truth. That was a shitty roll. He goes, the truth. He goes, I've been reading your mind since last night. He goes, I saw that. He goes, I saw the spell you learned from there. He's like, and I focused on that for hours.
So that I just say, if my ancestors have said stories about you are true, I have no issues whatsoever with you getting what you need.
He kind of chuckles. He goes, I appreciate that. He's like, I wouldn't do anything malicious.
I know. I don't get that feeling yet. But I'm just joking with him.
He leans in really close, like right to your ear. He goes, but tell your elven friend if he does decide to try to take this ship, it will not end well for him.
I just lean in and I say, I agree.
He's like, all right.
Can I hear that?
Nope. This is Redwood, guys.
Give me an investigation check, Fatu. He's checking out the wood.
He's really appreciative of the craftsmanship of the boat.
Dirty 20.
It's Redwood.
Oh, nice.
I stomp on it a little bit with my foot. That's how I know.
Nothing springs like redwood.
The dwarf Flint Fireforge looks at you. He goes, "How did you?" He said, "How did you know what kind of wood this boat was made out of?"
My mother was the greatest blacksmith in all of our clan.
But that's iron, not
And
wood.
woman,
Blacksmiths don't do wood.
she has made axe handles,
That'd be a
and
carpenter.
hammers, so she knows the strength of wood that can handle the beatings that our weapons would take.
So do I.
Oh, woman.
Get it?
I did knock you up.
Oh my.
With his redwood. Ha! Got him!
Son of a bitch, Tenzo! Son of a bitch!
Cavonian yells from the front of the boat. So your mother was an expert on wood, huh?
Fight him.
Yeah, she was.
You're like,
Oh, no.
I could spot wood from a mile away.
oh no.
Whoa.
Flint takes his pipe out of his mouth. He goes, "By the gods, man, what are we talking about?"
Never ask that question. Ever. Even if there's a fire.
I say out loud, I'm pretty sure it's penis.
Yeah.
Oh.
As you're having this conversation, you look overhead. You watch as Nori jumps from one mast to another with a rope in her mouth, like she said. She's just.
Point right at that.
And as I do that, it means his penis.
I point at that guy's pipe and I say, "That's made out of birch, isn't it?"
Oh my god.
Give me an investigation check. Or I would say investigation or nature.
Mother Nature.
Round up.
18.
Huh? 18? He goes, "My God, it is birch."
Yeah, man.
Balloon. How are
He
you?
goes, "You're good. I like you. Not for nothing. We got a lot in common."
Thank you, sir. You speak like a friend I used to know.
Rosie,
Was he a fellow dwarf?
you can say that.
Somewhat, you could say that.
All right. He kind of looks back and forth. He goes, "Want some of this special herb?" He kind of opens up his jacket. He's got like a small little satchel bag, and he opens it up, and it's just full of. Give me a perception check.
I rolled a 15.
You look at it. The only weed you've ever seen that looked more majestic than this was the weed from God.
Cavonian pops up behind Fatu like Snoop Dogg and Half Baked.
My eyes just like widen as I hear like heavenly music play as it just slowly zooms in on the guy's hands.
He goes, the man who gave it to me said it's called the Dragon Queen's Kiss. Hold on, I'm getting the ship captain and the dwarf. Bah. My friend he said
The
it's
ship
called
captain
the
is
Dragon
just
Queen's
Rosie?
Kiss. Yeah, ship captain's not Rosie. I'm getting those two kind of voices mixed up.
Not for nothing.
So he's like, "You got your own pipe?"
Why, yes.
He's like, "Have at it."
Why, thank you, sir. This is made out of the finest balsa wood.
Also,
Triple shellacked. Triple shellacked, so it's very light, but keeps its strength.
Cavonian says, "If you don't mind, I would love to partake from my corncob pipe."
And then I pull out a pipe of ornate, unbreakable glass. which is just
Oh, look,
even
dude.
more
Nori
ridiculous.
swings by again, and she's like, "It's all euphemisms."
I was really more going like the Christoph Waltz scene from the beginning of Inglorious Bastards,
Yeah,
where he just
I
pulls out
got you.
the vastly more
Uh,
ornate pipe.
He goes, oh yeah, take whatever you need. He goes, but you cheap bastards better be sharing some of what you got.
I reach in the bag of holding and just.
Yeah, I say, hang
All
on.
right.
And I pull out my fucking barrel of lotus weed.
He goes, that fit in that bag?
Yes, sir. And then I yell, hey, Captain, have we shoved off yet?
Captain, God, hold on. Aye, yes. We approach the Mother Sea.
Ah, finally! And Tavoni takes a huge hit from his corncob pipe, and then he pulls out the loot again and actually starts doing the weatherman.
I'm gonna need you all to get whoever's smoking Flint's weed, give me a survival check.
Survival?
Actually, hold on. Constitution saving throw.
That makes sense. 18 for me.
Okay. You feel a nice warm is this an indica or sativa? You feel good.
Mine was
He's like,
nat 1.
You rolled what?
I did.
I rolled a nat 20.
You rolled a nat 20?
I almost want to use my point of inspiration.
You can.
I kind of do. I'm gonna.
You want to use it?
Yeah.
All right, use it and re-roll.
Yeah,
Perfect use of inspiration.
Fatu.
I get a 2.
You like
Oh.
what was that?
18.
18. All right. You're fine. You feel the same kind of feeling Kavoni has. You feel warm. You feel relaxed. You're not like out of your mind stoned, but it hits you immediately, and you're like, all right, and you're in a good relaxed state. Fatu.
And I go to everybody. So that was a no.
Or no.
I get it. Fatu, you feel so good. You're just yeah. You feel so good. You Inafine grabs you and she's like, step over here. You feel so good. You have an erection.
You want to calm it down there, sport?
Well,
I think he's
I'm
very
gonna-
happy to see us.
sir, do you have a captain's quarters?
Oh.
That's mine. I called dibs on captain's quarters, stateroom.
Babe, throw that man a piece of platinum.
There'll be no fraternizing in the captain's quarters.
All right, I don't need. Honestly, we don't need captain's quarters. Where are the sleeping chambers? We'll just go.
Why don't we do it right on top of the boat?
Captain, they don't even need a room.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we'll just do it right behind this crate, babe.
He goes, aye, cop in a lifeboat.
Ooh, I like that.
In a lifeboat?
Let's go rock that boat.
Oh my
All
god.
right. So they hop in a lifeboat to fuck because that's what they do. Kavonian, you start playing your fucking.
I want to sing a sea shanty with the entire crew.
Give me. Hold on. What would I want you to? All right.
You know it's performance.
Give me a Give me a good enough performance check. I'm gonna set the DC on this at. If you want the whole crew, it's got to be over a 22.
Well, I got a 28.
You start. All right, so you start going at it, and everybody on deck is just kind of at first. They're doing their job.
I get the
They're
piece
vibing to
going,
it.
like. I start the first thing like it's an obvious shanty. Like I know everybody's gonna know the lyrics.
And you start getting your shit going. You're in the first verse, and you're going. Everybody's just kind of like they're doing their work. They're kind of looking back at you. after the first verse, they everybody kind of figures they got the words, and you start to hear as like random voices kind of chime in, which is singing along. After the second verse, you've got the whole deck, everybody except the captain. He's just sitting there, yeah.
Yeah, I think me and Raceland are just watching. We're not
In fact,
singing.
this just gives me flashbacks of my time in the Navy.
Is the captain's foot at least tapping?
It'd be hard not to. With a 28, he should at least be tapping his foot.
Yeah, I'll give
Setting a positive vibe for this ship.
I'll give him his foot's tapping. So
I am an element, by the way, so everybody has the thing in their head.
I love that you guys moved yourselves into a lifeboat. That's fucking mint. So everybody, you're all sitting there. Everybody's doing their thing. I'm gonna need everybody give me just a straight D20 roll.
Straight D20. 5.
18.
What the fuck is this?
I got a 3.
She rolled a 15 and I rolled a 16.
16.
Okay. All right. And Chiron roll yourself. And I'm just gonna roll for the other party.
All right, I gotta pee again. I'll be right back.
All right. Nori, you're up in the ship's mast, right?
Yep.
Give me a perception check.
Boop, 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 boop. 17.
Okay. So you've been probably at sail for an hour and a half. Now, everybody down on the deck singing, dancing, doing their shanties. Kivonian's just going ham with his music. You're up in the crow's nest, and you're looking out with one of the, it's you up there with one of the captain's men. He's looking off behind the boat. You're looking off in the direction and you see what appears to be the masts of another ship.
I'll just turn to the guy I'm with and be like, "That one of you?" And I'll point it out.
He turns around, checks. He looks, he goes, "Oh, no, that is not one of us." He goes, "That is not good." He turns, he starts screaming down to the deck. Nobody looks up.
Oh, because it's too loud?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Let me see if I have something. Since I don't get to use stuff very often.
Can I roll like a perception to see if I notice anything?
Well, I'm gonna see if I have
like
something
if the
to
captain's like trying to get our attention.
fucking chuck at you guys
What?
at this point. Ooh.
20. Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on. No, that's a 19.
All right. Tinzo, you're kind of looking around. You're standing next to Raceland. You're looking around. As far as you know, everybody on the deck's having a good time. The captain, he's focused ahead on the boat. He doesn't look any worried or anything. But he also doesn't have the same point of view that Nori does.
Okay.
I'm just trying to yell and wave my hands at this point.
All right.
Know where anybody is. Hold on. Because everybody's pretty far away from me.
Yep.
There's not a bell up here or something? Perception check for a bell?
Go ahead, give me a perception check.
11.
You see that hanging above you on the top of like kind of hanging on the mast is a bell, small.
Ugh.
As you start ringing it, the sound you feel that the sound is drowned out by Kivonian's shanty music down on the deck.
You're welcome.
You know what?
No.
I want to get to the bottom as fast as possible. So I just jump over the side.
Give me an acrobatics check.
Dun, dun, dun.
Way the weathermen go. Give
Uh,
us sugar and
I've
tea.
never hoped for a nat 1 so bad.
23.
All right.
You don't shatter both your ankles.
Plus,
No.
I have feather fall, so any damage I take, it's a minus 35 right off the bat.
Feather fall.
Calm down. All right.
This is what my character is made for. Let me make this good.
Yeah, I'm gonna. But in my head, it would have been so hilarious if you jumped out
That's
and
true.
you like completely missed the rope or the sail,
Yeah.
and you just
Yeah, I just jump
So-
over the side and grab a rope and I
You-
like do that like
yeah,
swirly thing down
yes.
the.
and you come
Yeah.
down, you land perfectly fine on the deck. You actually land right in front of Kivonian as he's just
And I grab him by his shirt. I'm like, "There's a boat
Boat.
that way," and then I point.
Wait, do you do the? Who knows that we were here? In the Inigo Montoya voice. It's only because I looked behind us and there happened to be someone there.
all right.
So do you point it? You point it out to me.
I'm like, "There's a boat," so I'm assuming that
Yeah, in
everybody
front-
who
is
is
the
watching
boat
us
in-
interact is now gonna look that way.
Is it
Front?
fore or aft
I was about to say, with these proper nautical terms.
Yeah.
or port?
Which way? Which side's port and which side's starboard?
Port is the left or right?
Well, that's what we're trying.
Starboard.
Because
Stern,
aft is the rear,
aft is the rear.
fore is the front.
No, I thought port is the side.
Yeah, no, I said fore.
Oh.
Fore is the front.
Starboard is the right, port is the left, per my bookworm lady.
Starboard.
Yes.
I love bookworms.
Can I-
Four starboard.
So what
Can I-
side is they on? Are they on
Right.
starboard?
Starboard.
Starboard. We're nautical.
The captain, he kind of his trance kind of breaks. He goes, "Aye, what? What?
We all
What
point
do you
starboard.
see?" And all of a sudden, he hears as you stop playing, he hears the other guy up in the crow's nest hitting the bell. He looks up, and the guy's pointing. He looks. He's like, "Aye, battle stations."
Oh, we're fighting.
Is there another crow's nest, or is there only just that one?
That's the one they use. It's directly above like
Is
where the
there enough
captain-
space for me to fit in there?
Nori was just in there. You can get up there.
Okay.
Can I read the captain's mind to see what we're dealing with?
You could just ask him.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's like trying to do
You
all
wanna-
kinds of shit. Me
He doesn't want to
yelling
have
at
to ask
him.
for consent. He just wants to do it.
You want to rape his thoughts.
He
I
wants
love
to
it.
mind
Go ahead.
rape him.
Well, no, I would if I go beyond the first read, then it's beyond
All
that.
right,
But
just
you
sticking a finger in.
you dive into the top layer of his mind, and immediately you're just like, "Oh, fuck, fucking pirates! I don't need this shit. This was supposed to be a 3-hour tour."
There it is.
A 5-hour tour.
A 5-hour tour.
It was 3
and
hours.
then so then I go ahead and
No,
like
but ours was a 5-hour
it's-
tour.
since Raceland and I have like that mind thing that we keep talking to each other, I just ask him in my mind, "Did you get that?"
He just nods. He walks to the front of the boat. You at this point, like everybody's manned. They've manned the starboard side ballistas. The guys have run downstairs. They've manned cannons. The crew is ready, and you watch as this ship comes in. It's getting closer, and it's kind of like you're kind of both kind of coming at each other about to pass. You can make out like the color of the sails. They're dark crimson red with hints of black. You see the crew on that deck. They've manned their stations. They're fucking they're jumping around. They got hard-ons for war.
They all have erections.
I mean, they might.
I think the berserkers
they're-
are all at half jump.
And Fatu and Infine are still just fucking in a boat.
They're currently fucking in a boat.
They're doing it in all three positions.
Oh my
Woman on
god.
top, doggy, and regular.
There's more than that, isn't there?
That was a Dark Place reference. They did
Alright.
it in all three positions.
So you're coming up, and then suddenly, as this thing's getting ready to start to pass you, you watch as a giant tentacle comes out of the water, wraps around the boat.
Our boat or their boat?
No, their boat.
Oh.
Just grabs it, snaps it in half.
Stunned and amazed at all this, I yell, "Make the boat go faster!"
I peek my head out of the boat and I say, "What the fuck is going on? I'm trying to please my lady."
The captain, seeing this, completely in a complete panic, he's like, "Off the battle stations! Open the masts!" What happens next? I'm going to leave to a straight D20 roll.
Me and Nidafine get dressed and jump out of the boat now that we see the horror.
I'm gonna need Nori. Give me one straight D20 roll.
Oh, it's all on you.
I'll get
Clay.
Please
out
use
real-
physical dice. Please
Got
use
it.
physical dice.
Look, I got the real dice.
Oh shit.
It seems important.
The big guns.
Okay.
Is that in the salad bowl?
Ooh, it's a 19.
It's a 19. Okay,
Oh wait, that might not mean anything.
no, that's
Yeah.
fine. So, the crew members,
It's
they're opening, they're trying to catch as much wind as possible. You feel immediately the ship just kind of boof, kick up and get going. As you're trying to clear out of the area, as you pass over where the other ship had just gone under, you watch as another tentacle, as you pass, comes up, and it's coming down, like the ship is just passing underneath it. Poof. You clear it. And it doesn't come down and do the same thing to the other ship. But suddenly another tentacle comes up and grabs on to the back of the boat. Like wraps around, grabs on. Does anybody have any idea on what they want to try to do?
So I tap Raceland and I'm like, electricity, water.
I was gonna say I had a character. I had an unpopular suggestion.
Like, and then I tell him, "You want in?"
Feed it the
Can I?
feed it the elephants.
Can we figure out the tentacle stuff? I mean, the telekinesis stuff, so I can throw my hammer at it.
Time. It might be time. Was your hammer forged in a star? A dying star?
Let me
son of a-
let me look you up real quick.
That's
Did
the story
Peter
my mother
Dinklage-
told me.
did
That this
Peter
was forged
Dinklage-
in the heart of a dying star.
I
Was
got
it
I
made
got
by Peter Dinklage?
No.
Gigantic Peter Dinklage. Which was not at all unsettling.
That was some
What do you
that was
hold
weird.
on? What do you mean what's this telekinesis called?
Oh, it's in feats and traits. I don't know what it does.
Features.
Let me see
and
your
traits.
feats.
Features and traits.
Show
I gotta
feats.
look at this now.
Show feats now.
Tony's got feet on the mind.
It says feats, telekinetic.
Let me see them feats.
Just remember, any one of us in this room could be a popular multi-million-dollar foot model, and people would never know.
Buddy, I am that close. Buddy,
I've considered shaving my feet.
No.
Buddy, let me tell you.
Hold on. Show if one creature you can see within 30 feet of you.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't gonna lean into it.
All right. That's not. Did you choose that yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not. It does. It gives you the mage hand spell, and it allows you to try to kind of like push something with your magic abilities. I'll give you a chance to change that because I can see where you wanted what you wanted that to be, but it's not that. If you really want like a Mjolnir, there's an actual weapon that does that. It's called
Yes,
a
I
Thor
Thank
thrower.
you.
I definitely want that, so we have to figure out a way for me to find that.
It's on your
So
hand.
yeah. So at this point, you're in your head. You're like, I got this, and you're just kind of like you're walking by one of the ship's crew, and he's got a fucking big hammer, and you take it and you just throw it at this fucking tentacle, and then you stick your hand out. You're like, shit.
Can I cast Mage Hand and try to tickle it so it lets go of the ship?
You can try. Go ahead. Yeah.
All right. So, what the fuck? I just got Mage Hand. So, how the hell does it work? A spectral floating hand appears in front of you within range. Boom. Hand lasts for the duration until you dismiss it as an action. The hand vanishes if it is ever more than 30 feet away from you. So, is this within 30 feet of me?
I would say if you're at the back, if you get yourself to the back of the ship, it's within 30 feet of you.
All right. So, I'm running aft.
You're running what?
Aft.
Okay.
That's the rear of the ship. So, I run back there and I cast Mage Hand, which is a cantrip. And I can make the hand do whatever I want it to do. So I have it go and try to go Gucci 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 go to get it to let go.
Okay.
So I guess it's up to you what I roll for that there.
The tentacle does not feel the sensation known as tickling.
Does not feel tickling.
This is a dark ancient sea creature.
All right,
Did the
so I
hammer?
try-
Did the hammer at least hit it?
I turned to talk to it. I go, I'm out of ideas.
But it was just like a big like blacksmith kind of hammer. It didn't really do any. You just chucked a hammer at this thing and just and it like hit. It went into the water.
Can I take my sword out and try to cut it? Or can Inafine drop a cloud of daggers, you said?
Yeah.
Cloud of daggers.
No, I don't
Well,
think
kids don't have a plan.
Well, yeah, let's let me walk up to it real quick and try to reduce its size.
Let's let the wizard handle the giant creature.
So it needs to do a Constitution save of 18.
Of 18. Let me just see. It's of 18. Okay. It rolled a 23.
23. One moment.
Is it? So what's it actually have a hold of?
It's, I would say, the back lip of the ship. It's just come through and just kind of last second wrapped through like the railing area. Like it's got a hold of the foot of the ship.
Okay. How far away is the farthest point of the tentacle that's above the water?
I'd say where the water's coming out, where the tentacle's first coming out of the water.
Yeah.
You're probably a good 40 feet above the water. This is a large galleon.
So within 40 feet. Okay. I want to cast Call Lightning at 6th level.
Okay.
So that's storm cloud appears in the shape of a cylinder, 10 feet tall, 60-foot radius. I can go out to 120 feet. Directly above you, the spell fails if you can't see a point. Yeah, we're outside, so it's fine. When you cast the spell, choose a point, and under the cloud, the bolt lightning flashes down each creature within 5 feet of that point. So I'm going to just shoot it out as far as I can, so that 40 foot, so it's not like affecting the ship. Each creature within 5 feet must make a dexterity saving throw. So I cast it, and they have to beat a 20. So let's just see if they do that to even get hit.
On a dex save?
Yeah.
Okay. They rolled a 24.
Fuck asses. All right. Well, hold on. Each creature, a creature.
What is this? What is this thing? Like an ancient beast, or like a? Or we don't know that, obviously.
You don't know it. You've just seen a couple giant tentacles.
So he still takes damage.
Okay.
3d10, but they'll take half of whatever the thing is. So hold
Okay.
on.
Can I do an Arcana check to see if maybe there is something about this creature?
Is there spears on deck?
6.
They
17.
would have spears somewhere, yeah.
Can I grab one and try to spear it and see if it hurts it?
Hold on, let's
17 damage.
17 damage. Okay.
So half of that is what it would get.
So 8.
8.
Yeah, it would take 8 damage.
Okay.
All right. Tinzo, what were you talking about doing?
An Arcana check to see if there's anything about it that's, giving off some sort of, if it's like a legendary creature or anything like that. Maybe an Arcana check will. 'Cause I rolled a 27 Arcana check for it.
Yeah, I mean, upon looking at it, you immediately you're not picking up that this thing is some kind of legendary creature, because you watch as the lightning bolt that Kevonian just summoned, as it hits it, it sears the flesh on the tentacle, and some this darkish black ooze, like blood, is coming out. So obviously it doesn't give you how fast it's bleeding. It's very you have that predator fucking feeling. You're like, if it bleeds, we can kill it.
I fucked up real quick because it's at a higher level. I had to add 3 more d10 to that. So okay, I rolled a bunch, and then half of that would be 9. So another 9 damage. I just did that.
Another 9?
Yeah, another 9 damage. And that's already halved, so it would have been like 18. Okay.
Got it.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
So you're looking at this as it's just a large kind of sea aberration, just a monstrous kind of you don't think it's the Kraken, but it's something close.
Kraken-esque.
Now I'm gonna give you guys,
as not to exceed on any copyrights,
one last kind of action here. Try to figure out a way to get this thing to let go before I put you into actual combat.
I still say feed him the elephants.
I can call this down as much as I want for the next 10 minutes, as long as I'm concentrating on it. So I try to go for another hit with Call Lightning.
You can. Well, hold on. Let's wait for Lewis in case he has an idea.
No, I'm listening to you, but at the same time, I was thinking, since I can do reduce and enlarge at will, I was going to do that again. I was gonna try to reduce its size.
Why don't you do yours
Now,
first?
hold on.
Before I
Hold on a
do-
second.
Oop.
Remember, you have a whole nother adventuring party with you. You,
Well-
instead of just
Oh yeah.
lone wolfing this, you can ask.
I did. I asked Raceland if he wanted in on electrocuting his ass.
Oh,
He
I
did-
thought you were just asking like if he thought that would work.
Yeah, no, that's why I said water, electricity. You want in?
So at that, Raceland watching. So first off, Tenzo says that you can see Raceland's got a stern, thoughtful look on his head as he's watching Fatu throw a hammer.
Yeah.
At this thing, he watched Tenzo try to shrink it, and after he watches Kavonian, cast the lightning, and he sees the ooze coming out. You just you guys at the back of the boat, you just kind of hear from behind you. He goes, "Can I try?"
Go for it.
Okay. He is going to cast a spell of his own.
I kind of follow, tread behind him to just see. I'm just trying to see how he's doing things. So I just want to see what he's about to do. So I'm kind of close to him.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
And I'm still listening. I'll be right back. But I'm listening.
I got you. So he gets plus. That is all right. Is that going to hit? That is going to hit. Okay. All right. Let's see what kind of damage we're.
Do 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 do
Yeah,
do
right, that was a lot of do there.
do 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 do
All right.
do do
So
do do.
I'm casting the spell and doing it right.
Yeah, I just didn't.
All right.
We were literally not talking for a minute. I was talking in my head.
All right.
but
So you watch. He
we were not.
does the
talking
same thing he did when he was on his sword.
Dead air.
He's got his staff. He starts, and you watch as the sky behind the ship just begins the clouds are gathering. It's growing real fucking dark, and suddenly this gigantic, just arcing, massive bolt of lightning just shoots straight down. Like the water shoots up from where it hits, and you watch as the tentacle immediately kind of just seizes up and slumps back down into the water. And he finishes the spell, and he looks back. He looks kind of at Tenzo and Kavoni. He's like, "If you have anything that can get this boat to go faster," he goes, "now would be the time."
Oh
He kind
boy.
of slumps against his staff.
We get this thing
So-
off of our tail.
I'm kind of trying to hold him up, and then I decide to cast also momentary stasis on the creature.
Okay, what does that do again? It kind of freezes it.
Yeah, as an action, you can magically force a larger or smaller creature you can see within 60 feet of you to make a Constitution saving throw of DC 16. Unless the saving throw is a success, the creature is encased in a field of magical energy until the end of your next turn, and its speed is 0.
Okay, so let me.
So I see him, I kind of catch him, and then I decide to to do that.
Well, that's the perfect time for me to roll a 3.
Huh. Thank God.
So now, all right. So the tentacle that was holding onto the ship kind of slumps back into the water. The ship starts going again, catches the wind from like now in a sense the storm that Raceland has just summoned. As the ship starts to go again, you watch as another tentacle comes out, and this one is seared. Like you can see that like branch that burns from lightning does the shit. You know what I'm talking about? Like that burn that lightning does where it looks kind of like veins.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can see that on this tentacle, and it's oozing this fucking liquid. And it comes up, and as it comes up, Tinzo casts momentary stasis, and you watch as like this, it just kind of like freezes in place as the boat takes off. I'm gonna congratulate you guys there between Nori's 20 roll and all of that. You both avoided the ship being immediately destroyed in one shot, and you avoided it at full out combat with a massive kraken-like creature. Give yourselves.
Yeah.
Huzzah.
Devonian immediately starts the song again.
Yeah, you guys are pretty much still at the back of the ship watching. Like you watch this thing's frozen in time as it's getting farther and farther away. You watch it kind of just snap out and just sink back into the.
Yeah, I'm gonna be looking for this thing now.
Tinzo, give me a perception check. Or actually, are you up in the crow's nest, Kaywin?
Yeah.
Give me a perception check.
Okay. Yeah, I want to make sure we've got our escape because I have a plan if we do. Perception, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, +6. 13.
As far as you can tell, the thing's not chasing you anymore.
All right. Well, I'm still not really satisfied by that, so I'm still gonna keep my eyes out.
Keep an eye out. Yeah, you
Keep a
can
weathered
check
eye.
intermittently. So as that's happening, all the guys kind of go back to their stations, go back to manning the ship normally, not battle stations, but manning the ship.
Can I try to find like water or something for Raceland, since he's kind of.
Oh, he's drinking out of his own water skin.
All right.
He turns to the captain. He's like, I'm gonna need a place to lie down for the moment. And the captain directs him like to go down, down into where they have the beds, the bunks and everything. He's like, "Oh, I just need a bit of a short rest." He says, "I'll be back before we land." And he disappears downstairs. Now, Kivonian, are you gonna go back to playing your lute?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
I think you should.
Give me a performance check at disadvantage.
I don't.
Everybody's got a load in their pants.
I don't think you should.
Kivonian is in the spirit.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! That's a nat 20. God damn it.
That you started playing and then that thing attacked.
31.
Jesus Christ. That's a disadvantage?
Yeah, I rolled a nat 20 the first time, and then I rolled an 18.
All right. Well, with that, you start playing another song.
Immediately as soon
and
as
it takes longer this time. Everybody's just kind of frozen in place at everything that just transpired.
I'm doing shipping up to Boston this time.
Yeah. Whoa!
I'm shipping off to Boston.
The fucking tail.
I said dump a body in the marsh.
She fell funny.
Not where some asshole from BU goes to get a blowjob.
By the end of it, yeah, you've got everybody You've got everybody singing along and dancing along again. You've improved everybody's fucking mood. Enafine, give me a D20 roll by itself.
Oh,
Pretty much anything other than a nat 1 and the rest of the triple B.
6.
6.
You wow. You hit some rough waters. The wind kind of dies down and the trip ends up taking a couple extra hours because, you're just navigating rough seas. You make dock across the strait. It's mid to later afternoon. And you're at another small village here. There's nothing really going on. Not much even. There's no tavern. Nothing that no standout tavern. Kind of just like a little hole in the wall dive place. You get all your horses and your and everybody's manning up.
Manny up.
Yeah. Tanis is kind of just like, well, that could have gone better. Huh.
It could have gone worse.
Could have gone a lot worse. Could have gone a lot worse. He's like, Raceland, where is he? Good work out there. He goes, now the long part of the trip begins. To which Raceland goes, he's like, I could try to take another shortcut, so to speak.
That looked like it hurt you before.
He goes, yeah, but he goes, it's either that or 5-6 days to
Do the
Palanthus?
portal thing. Do the magic portal thing.
I ask him, is there any way I can help you conjure this one?
Good time for learning.
He stops for a second. He looks at you. I believe you could.
So I just stand right next to him.
You stand next to him, and he plants his staff down. He kind of looks at you, and he kind of nods over to the staff.
So I plant my staff as well.
We're playing staffs.
He goes, no. Right next to mine.
Yeah.
All right. So then I walk up in front of the staff.
You're standing next to him. He leans in. He goes, we have to cross streams.
God damn it! Don't make Raceland weird. He's too cool.
I'm trying to make it more like Egon, but I got it. So he's gonna roll this at advantage. That's all right. That's a nat 20.
Hooray.
So you watch. You feel this immense drain pulled on you yourself.
Yeah.
Like you get a full on understanding now of what he went through opening that portal, and you kind of get the sense that the farther the gap in distance and in time, which by the way I have to roll for that. Perfect. And time was probably like you're kind of getting as this is drawing on you, and you and him are your kind of magical essence is opening this portal. You're kind of getting information from him while you're casting this. Nice face, Kev. And you get the understanding that the farther the distance, the closer to the time you want and all that, like the more exact you're being with this, the more strain it's putting on you.
Yeah.
So after a few moments, you watch as another portal open, and you kind of all notice that the people in this small little village are like, what the fuck? And as everybody starts going through, like you end up going through with much less worry than even the first time, because the guy he hasn't given you any reason to fucking worry. And then, why didn't this load? That isn't good. Oh, it did load. Fuck me, right?
That's a big city.
Yes. My map is fucked up. Okay. So you boom come through, and you come through down in here. This like the southwest kind of area of the city.
That's the southeast.
Southeast. Fuck me, right? No, you're right. Now I'm zoomed in way too far for this city map I have. All right, there we go. So boom, you guys come through.
Ah,
And he's back.
yeah, that was my fault.
Cool.
I do not know why they keep loading up smaller than you guys.
Because they're less important.
Fair, that is fair. But even Ruckus does too.
Well, that's some bullshit. We haven't had much action from Ruckus lately. I miss Ruckus.
No,
Yeah,
I mean,
he does have one eye.
he does have one eye. So
He's not-
you're in, like, you kind of appear at the portal opens on the side of a building in this alleyway, and you all walk out. And race at this point, Tinzo, give me a Constitution save.
Nat 26. I got a nat.
Was that a
20.
nat 20?
Yeah. Yeah, I got a
Oh.
nat 20 plus the 6.
All right, on a nat 20, you don't take any damage.
Oh shit.
You did good.
You immediately accrue that to the notion that while you did help, that maybe Raceland put more of this on himself than let on.
Oh, that sucks.
Because as you come through, he's just slumped on top of a bag of apples. He's like, I feel funky. And he's just like Caramon, carry me.
I go, is he gonna be all right to keep doing that?
I asked Chiron, hey Chiron, is there anything you can do for him? He's a little bit beat.
Chiron's like, oh yeah. He starts looking at him. He's like, oh yeah, hold on. Good point. Come here, let me look at you.
Gives him water. Like he's just really dehydrated.
Chiron's gonna heal him.
I realize he's taking actual damage when he does this.
Yeah. Chiron heals him for 18 points.
Nice.
Raceland, like he gets a bit more more pep in his step. He's up. But you watch as Caramon's like, brother, you've done enough today. Throws him up on his shoulder. And like as everybody's kind of walking their horses out, like you watch as Fatu and Enifine come out on Rocky, and Raceland kind of looks at you. He goes, you might want to make that thing less obvious.
That's racist.
That's
Hey,
right.
Tinzo, you want to shrink this thing so I can put it in my pocket?
I can make him invisible.
I can give it a go. So I guess at will, I wave my staff to see if I can reduce its size. I guess if he's doing it at will, like if he's okay with it, then he doesn't have to roll anything.
Fatu, do you want to give it a shot talking to the big fella, making sure he understands this is all right?
I
Or-
can-
What do I roll? An animal handling?
Yeah.
I could polymorph him into a mouse.
You could.
A 24.
Yeah, that's more than enough. You can't necessarily talk to him, but you're kind of like pointing to Tenzo, and you're just, whoa, big fella.
I go up and I'm also like rubbing his trunk to
Mhm.
so that he's okay with me too.
All right, I would say he is willing at this point.
All right. So then I go
And
ahead
Afine
and
might not be because she's worried you're gonna hurt.
that's why I'm rubbing his trunk and trying to do it in front of her too. And then I just go ahead and
Suggest it.
just cast the spell using my staff because the staff does it at will.
How small does it make him?
It's halved in all dimensions.
I mean, that just.
So I don't
now
know
he's
how I don't
a
know how
giant
big he
horse.
was. I don't know how big he was. Yeah, he's like basically a horse.
Enlarge
Giant horse. All right. So Fatu and Enafine can still ride him, but he's like a giant Clydesdale.
Yeah.
All right, that works. I mean, he's still gonna kind of stand out because of how he's built. Like, elephants are different than horses.
Everybody thinks he's an anteater.
Yeah. As you guys start making your way into the main streets, you kind of see people are looking at you in passing, just like, where the fuck did they come from? You're walking. Tanis and Sturm are telling you have to go to the city center. That's where the castle tower is. As you begin making your way, you immediately notice a group of 5 large dragons fly directly overhead towards the center.
I yell to Raceland. Is that normal?
Raceland, who's still slumped over his brother's shoulder, he goes, "No, that's not good news either."
Shit.
Yeah, and Chiron just he goes, "Oh, for fuck's sake, can we get a fucking break?"
I'm just fascinated by him. He's like, you don't often see 5 of them together.
What the fuck could this be? As you continue riding, after a few minutes, as you're trotting through the city streets, you hear horns emanating from the center of the city.
Is this Palanthus? Are we in Palanthus yet?
You're in
Yeah.
Palanthus, yes.
Out of character. What is it that we're trying to do here?
You're trying to get information on magical items that you can use to try to stop the big bad evil guy from completing his
What's the
Yeah,
brother's
you use
name?
for information. Huh?
Caramon.
Caramon. Okay, Caramon. It looks like
Hey.
we're gonna have to speed up our plans. Where are we supposed to go to get this information? I don't know why I'm yelling.
Caramon, he's like,
The horn.
well, yeah, he's got the horn, but he goes, well, the castle and the tower, they're one and the same in the city center. He goes, that's where the wizards will be. That's where the Lord Regent will be. He goes, if anybody's got a plethora of information on legendary and wondrous magical items, it'd be them. That'd be our best chance.
I asked Caramon, is that where these dragons were heading to?
He goes, well, pretty much the center of the city. He goes, it's kind of designed like a wheel. He goes, right in the center, the hub of the city. He goes, that's where everything important is. Then that is where they were going. He goes, I just hope the castle's still there when we get there.
Devonian says, how many bags of holding do we have?
Not near. I don't know if we have nearly enough.
Or how many dragons can we fit into one bag of holding?
Better question.
Mass polymorph.
Yeah.
Mice. All right. So as you guys, you're kind of just trotting along, you start to notice that the people in the streets, they all start running in the same direction as you. The horns are growing louder, they're growing more like intimidating in how they're being blown. Like it went from just like like hey, something's going on to now just like alarm kind of,
Evacuate.
well, not even evacuate, but like everybody's going towards the center of the city.
Has being blown so hard you were intimidated?
What?
Only
Now,
once.
you guys continue into the center of the city. You start to come into. Let me get this map set up.
We're out here and we're coming together.
Oh, fucking cunts.
So as you're coming in, you start to notice that there are. How do I make that work? That's fine.
Walter! Get here!
Yeah.
All right, let me get your pieces in.
Yeah.
I am not mature enough to be live.
See, I don't even know where the fuck I am half the time.
Everything just comes back to dicks. So, Tony, how has it been being the front man for Suicidal Tendencies?
All he wanted was just a Pepsi.
Just one Pepsi, but she wouldn't give it to me.
All right. You guys are ridiculous. So you
He looks like he's about to start his own straight edge hardcore band. Frontal
The
Assault.
Blaze.
That's probably already a name of a hardcore band.
All right. Sorry.
Live for this.
So now you guys are coming into the city center, and as you're approaching, you see the massive castle in the heart in the center of the city, and as you guys come in, you're looking up and you see perched on top of the castle proper, facing down into the city, like the main fucking city square there, where all these citizens are lined up. You just looking down the largest black dragon you've ever fucking seen. Like the dragon you saw in the last world is a third at best the size of this thing. This is monstrous. This is a truly ancient black dragon. and you watch as like kind of around from behind you watch a smaller but still relatively huge dragon is on the backside of the castle, just like and on 3 different roofs on of the large buildings in in the city center are sitting the other 3 dragons, all black. And you watch as like
holiday.
standing right in front of the doorway of the castle, you see a man dressed in like regal attire, standing next to what looks just like this really large man dressed in black armor, black. He's got the full thing on, just full fucking. Even the helmet, you can't see his face, but he's a mountain of a man. And there's like a little aide in front of the regal looking man. He starts yelling. He's like, "The good people of Palanthas, your Lord Regent would like to convey to you a message." He goes, he kind of like does, he backs away and terrified. And the Lord Regent, he begins to tell you, he's like, "Citizens of Palanthas," he goes, "I've been greeted by the legendary dragon rider, Lord Soth." He goes, "He has brought his group with him, but he's assured me it's not to intimidate and to incite fear. It is to open up a lane of help and beneficial exchange." He's like, apparently he's looking for a specific item.
As soon as that
He
says,
goes,
I go, "Oh, fuck off."
He goes,
What item is he looking for?
"Do you say that out loud?"
Yes.
"Do you scream it?"
I try to like throw my voice so you can't exactly hear where exactly it's coming from in the crowd.
Okay. He goes, he turns to the guy who's like, what did he say?" "Oh." He goes, "Lord Soth is looking for a weapon." He goes, "It's called the Dragon Lance."
So we're looking
He
for,
goes-
we're looking for a horn.
He goes, "Now, obviously, a lance would be something that's quite obvious." He kind of chuckles. He looks over at the giant guy next to him. He goes, he goes, "And I have assured him we know nothing of such item within our city." He goes, "But to ease his mind, I want to let you all know there will be a great reward for anybody who happens to find this item and bring it forth."
What kind of reward?
Who keeps saying that?
And I just turned my head to look at Cavonian and just be like,
You want stuff, don't you? We can find it out without getting
I
involved.
also
He goes,
don't want to like
"Great."
eaten by a dragon.
He's like, "Great wealth and personal standing within the city will be yours. All you need be bring forth anything you might consider potentially as this legendary item."
That's a really great deal.
So they've never seen it before.
He
Is
turns
there
back.
any given a sense that this thing doesn't
It's just
fucking
like
exist?
a random lance and say it's the Dragon Lance.
he's like, would anybody like to come forward now with any kind of information?
We have to do like a finger poke of doom with a dragon to get to like sell him on this. We just poke it and get the dragon the job out.
He's like, I figured as much. An item of such historical legendary status. Nobody's going.
How do we know what it looks like? I'm just like, fuck it at this point.
The Lord Regent kind of looks off in your direction. He goes, have you seen a lance?
Yes.
He goes, something along those lines.
That's it.
Do we know if it's different? If it's the dragon lance or if it's a different lance?
He goes to open his mouth, and the giant guy behind him grabs the back of his head and just smashes his head into the fucking rock in front of him. And then he goes, and the giant dragon on top of the castle, as if to say, we're done here, just incinerates the first 10 rows of people.
Luckily,
How many rows back are we?
You're way in the back.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I reverse time. I'm
You're gonna
trying.
reverse time?
Yes, because I don't want to have a leisure of dead people because we're fucking shouting out.
I was just gonna start Homer Simpsoning back into a bush.
Yeah, just
like slowly.
All right.
I'm actually trying to save some people now.
You rewind. You watch as like all the fire just it's that bellow it out and just back into this. And the Lord Regent's talking. He's like, so if anybody knows would like to bring forth any information now, he goes, please feel free.
And then I turn over to the group. I'm like, please don't shout out anything. Don't say anything.
But how
Are we aware when you rewind?
No.
We're not aware.
Is that what we're
No.
looking for?
I'm like, just trust me on this. It'll save some lives if we just don't say anything else.
Is that what we're looking for?
Yes, we're looking for this lance, but maybe we are. I don't know. We'll have to talk with the other group. But just don't say anything right now. Trust me.
But what about the reward?
They've got dragons.
It's okay. Just let's go rendezvous with the other group right now. I think that's the better deal right now. What I just saw before, well, you guys are not aware, but I had to reverse time. People died.
Have you seen a dragon before?
Yes, we fought one before, and we polymorphed it to some other plane.
Yeah, I know, but have you actually seen them before? You don't want to fuck with dragons, mate.
No, so that's why we need to just hold our thoughts right now.
That's really hard for me to do.
I know. Try.
Dragon.
For the sake of
the Lord Regent not hearing anybody yell out or anything, he's like anybody with any information will be more than welcome to come directly into the chambers. I don't want anybody to feel afraid of this. So please feel free. The doors are always open. And he turns, he kind of like the Lord Soth back into and they kind of all him, his security, Lord Soth, a couple of Lord Soth men who aren't on the dragons, they all go back into the castle.
But Hinjo got a glimpse at their real motivations.
Right.
Because,
that's why I intend to tell everybody together with the other group.
So I still did some good.
Dragons.
as the doors close, you watch as like the smaller dragons on the outer buildings, they kind of just take off. The slightly smaller one behind the monstrous one takes off.
And that's a fuck off big one.
Yeah, the fuck off massive ancient black dragon is just sitting there watching. It doesn't leave. It does not move. It is a gargoyle on top of this castle now, and it's watching as all the people of the city just kind of disperse, and it's looking at them with hunger. And you suddenly hear Tinzo in the back of your mind. You just kind of hear this very reptilian voice, just, "Where are you?"
I just keep my thoughts to myself. I try to find Caramon with Raceland.
Okay. You're pretty much everybody's well close to each other.
Oh, I just didn't see the other people.
Caramon's holding Raceland. He's like, I don't think this is the best time to go into the castle right now. He goes, Lord Soth is here. He goes, our business would at best be ignored.
Bit of a cunt, eh?
They both got to turn, huh?
Bit of a cunt, eh?
Caramon's just like, yeah. Sturm and Tannis both look. He goes, yeah, this isn't good news. Let's go.
You don't ride around on a dragon that big if you're a well-adjusted human.
No, not at all.
Lead the way.
You kind of hear Raceland like wheezing. He's like, we have to get off the street. And they're like, yes, let's get to a tavern. Tannis is like, she's like, come on, follow me. As you guys turn around, you hear this loud, booming voice from the dragon. Because the dragon, it's like, I know you're out there. I can sense you. It's like, oh, your aura. It smells delicious. I'm going to find you. And it's not in your head. You all hear that, and you're all, what the fuck? Like
audibly.
It is. It's like this thing is. It's so loud. It's as if it's right next to you.
Hang on.
Your ear.
Does that dragon speak the common tongue?
It's currently speaking the common tongue.
I tell Nori, hey Nori, can you cast Pass Without a Trace so we can sneak off?
Done.
Thank you.
Back out.
All right. So you, boom, that guy's gone. That guy's gone. That guy's gone. That guy's gone. This big motherfucker is still there. He's just fucking. I don't know why I have that. So you guys pass, like, obviously your rolls are gonna pass. This thing is, I would give you advantage to begin with because you're in a sea of people leaving. You guys make your way. You're following Tannis and Sturm. They're like, they're going. They're like, what? Where do we go? Like, some of these places might be a little too obvious. We can't go to the Chenet. That's too high class.
Might I suggest someplace underground?
Yeah. Flint goes, I got just the place. You're traveling through, like, you're walking your horses through back alleys, and you come across a tavern, like a large building, tavern sign out front, and it's just called The Forge. You walk in.
Pavonian goes over to Tenzo real quick and he goes, "How long is that in that reduced size spell that you cast on Rocky last?"
Hold on. Where is it?
You don't want to have him tied to the horse parking area.
Concentration up to a minute. I didn't know. I did not know this.
But you can do it at will, right?
Yes.
All right. So every time Rocky starts to like kind of grow back, you're just fucking. But now you're at the forge, and you know everybody starts kind of walking in, and you sitting there like everybody gets off their mounts, they tie them all up, and you watch as Rocky just back to a full size elephant.
At least
Yeah.
that didn't.
Chiron's like, Chiron's just like, oh, now what the fuck are you gonna do?
At least it didn't happen in front of the dragon.
I
He goes,
start.
yeah, but at some point, like this thing's gonna be quite obvious out in the city streets.
Kevoni, can you turn him into a mouse?
Let me just see how long polymorph lasts.
Up to an hour.
Yeah, up to an hour polymorph does.
And Chiron's like, well, hold on, listen. We're pretty deep in the bowels of the city, I would guess, right? He looks at the other part, and they're all just, yeah. He's like, I don't think it's gonna be much of an issue for him to hang out here, in where nobody can really see him. He goes, but when we leave, he goes, that's when you're gonna want to shrink the fucking thing.
Good
Yeah,
idea.
we'll have an hour to change him into something else.
Kevonian looks
Yeah.
around. I want to do like an insight check to see if anybody in the area has noticed this horse-sized creature triple in size in less than a second.
Give me a perception check.
Perception, that is.
Oh,
Wait, is it an 18 or a 19? Oh, that's a 19. 30 even.
30 even. Yeah. You look around and you look and see a whole handful of this seems like a very dwarven populated area. Just a bunch of just really gruff looking dwarves. They watch it like, what the fuck? Even the women with their beards. Hi.
I yell, everybody cool?
There's just one guy comes up to you. He's like, hey, well, what do you call that?
his name is Rocky.
Is it nice?
Yeah, he's a good one.
If you give
He kind of sticks his hand out to pet. Does
He loves
Rocky let
peanuts.
him?
Yeah.
He has agency, he can do whatever he wants.
All right. He's like, oh, that's so weird feeling. Oh, all right. You got. What do you feed it?
A lot.
Mostly peanuts.
All right. He kind of looks around. He goes, "It's good. It's good." So you guys walk into the bar. You walk into this bar, and it's literally just everybody in there is a dwarf. Let me find. Hold on. This is the part that stinks. It's finding. Yeah, that'll work. All right, let me load you guys up.
Yeah, load me up, baby.
Yeah. All right. So as you guys walk in, it's literally just a sea of dwarves working this place. Like, oh,
Devonian nudges Fatu, and he's like, "How's that feel? How's this feel for you, man, buddy, little buddy?" That's it. Role play.
hold on, I'm loading up a handful of dwarves to be like. There's one sitting next to the door. There's a couple in the kitchen. Yeah, you got the place is just and it's all dwarves in there, kind of doing their thing. So what do you say?
I nudge Fatu, and I'm like, "How's this make you feel, man? We haven't had this many dwarves around us ever."
I feel at home. Singing man.
Singing man.
Flint looks at you. He's like, you might want to let me do the talking there, big. You kind of you don't give off a local dwarf vibe, if you understand what I'm saying.
I wasn't planning on talking, buddy. The
Oh,
floor is yours.
It's black dwarf.
Gold Moon takes a table. Let me get everybody. Oop.
Mm-hmm.
Chiron sits down.
We
We
could-
do whatever
would-
he wants.
We could take the long table since we're all bunched together.
Yeah, we could. I'll move everybody over there. All right. So what do you guys like? What do you guys want to do?
I start to
Wait.
unload the information of what I saw before I reverse time to everybody.
So now we know that they're murderous, and they are like on the knife edge between keeping everything calm and slaughtering the whole city.
Yeah. They were not going to hold back as soon as we just started pretty much chanting out whatever we wanted.
Devonian says, "So my words really have consequences?"
Yeah, but unfortunately, they do.
Whoa. That's awesome.
Well, hey, don't forget what you said back at, the lodge we were at. You were all crying in a corner how you're tired of killing people because of the things that we tend to not really want to do, but we do.
I've already forced that day to the back of my mind.
God damn it.
Fuck. Why is
God
he?
damn it.
So wait, you
Never
used one of your limited rewind time thingies on people that weren't us?
Well, how it works is you don't remember what happened because it didn't happen for you.
Yeah, but you were just telling us what happened.
Right.
And then they burned everybody, and then you used your rewind time thingy, and then.
What do you know about quantum theory?
God damn it.
I don't know why I can't load his token in, but Flint walks up to the bar with Fatu.
Yeah.
He's like, "Hey." He's like, "Toby." He's like, "A round of drinks for me and my new friends." And this real gray, real gruff, real short dwarf walks up, eye patch. He goes, He's like, who's that? Flint? He's like, "Don't you owe me 100 gold, you cheap piece of shit?"
I love
He
this
looks
stuff.
at Fatu. He goes, "Aren't you a little tall to be a dwarf?"
My father was a barbarian.
"That's not a race."
Well, human. So, regular sized person.
He looks at you. He goes, "Disgusting." He looks at Flint. He goes, he's like, "This is what you bring into my establishment." He goes, "It's not bad enough you flaunt around with that elf, half elf, whatever he is. This is a good, wholesome place for good, wholesome dwarves."
Jesus.
I don't know why I'm trying to make a character in every world like racist.
You know, my mother was the dwarven honor guard in my clan. She was very
I don't want to
respectful.
be out here either. I just want to avoid a dragon.
So I don't have to sit here and take this from you, you crotchety old fuck.
He looks at you with his one eye. He goes, he's got moxie. He looks over Flint's shoulder at Kay when he goes,
Oh,
"That one."
God.
He goes, "Filth." He's like, "What are you having, tall man?"
Some of your finest ale, please.
You're not
A
told it.
light ale.
He completely ignores Kaywin.
Oh, yeah.
He goes, "Oh, hold on." He goes, "You're a friend of Flint's. You're a friend of mine. I'll get you the."
Much
He goes
appreciated.
around. He's got this. You can see that. You look over the bar. There's like a tap underneath. He puts 2 mugs down in front of you and Flint. He looks at it and he goes, "Oh, my lady, what can I get you?"
Same thing.
He goes, "Oh, you drink the good dwarven ale, I see. I like it." Pours the third one, gives it to Inafine. He looks at Flint. He goes, "What brings you here?" Flint explains, Lord Soth at the castle, the threat that he represents, and the need to kind of hide out. And he goes, "I got your rooms are still available." He goes, "If what you say be true, I won't even charge you." He goes, "It's all right. Just leave a good tip for whatever you drink and eat tonight." Cut back to Tenzo at the table. You're explaining everything you saw.
Yeah. Explaining everything that I saw, and then I'd start telling them about the largest dragon that was still there. He can feel our aura or essence, whatever it is, so he's tracking us. So we need to be very careful about
You
making
don't think
big
that's the... I just kind of motioned to the bags.
The what?
The dragon. You don't think it's the point to the bag of holding?
No, I think he was actually feeling like our aura or something like that.
In a very
Chiron looks
familiar
at you. He
tone.
goes, Chiron's like, you think that was the same dragon from the last world?"
Yes.
Maybe a cousin?
No. Do you remember how small that one was compared to this?
We haven't quite fully established how time works yet.
That's fair.
You're saying, Tinzo, that this dragon was looking for us specifically.
Well, it could have been either one of our groups. I'm not exactly sure what he feels or what he's looking for, but he knows that
And
it's
the
got to
shitty
either be
goblin death metal.
it's got to be our magic or our abilities, something he's tracking.
Raceland sits up and he goes, that's a fair assumption, but we don't have any proof to that. He could be looking for anybody.
Well,
He goes and he's looking around. He goes, unless there's something special about one of you that you haven't made mention to.
There's something special about everyone.
I tell him that I did hear him in my head first, before he spoke out loud.
Raceland, he kind of nods. He goes, "I heard that." He's like, "I heard that." He goes, He might be looking for a magic use. It doesn't guarantee he's looking for us."
Hmm.
It also doesn't
Uh,
guarantee that he's not.
Fair. Tanis and Sturm, they're both kind of like leaning and talking to each other, and they both turn back. They go, nonetheless, this complicates things. Like, nobody's seen Lord Soth for decades, and he suddenly shows back up with not just his dragon, but 4 more.
Which one is
I ask,
his?
I ask out loud, what is he?
At this point, a myth. He was a man. He was a knight. Some say he was pulled into darkness by the goddess Takesis herself, and she's the one who gave him that dragon. And he's the only known dragon rider left.
The fuck off big one.
Yeah. Some say that dragon is actually an avatar of Takesis herself, and that it's immortal.
Because we put a black dragon inside of a magic bag, and then put that magic bag inside of another magic bag, and that created some sort of rift in the universe. Saw quite a lot.
They're looking at you. They go, "Friend, if it was that easy, I'm sure somebody would have tried that by now."
We tried,
But
and we did it.
they're like, where he goes and where he establishes himself, bad things tend to follow. So
Why are they
whatever-
here?
If they're here looking for the Dragonlance, then the legends have to be true, and that they're worried somebody's going to actually get it before them.
Is
And
the Dragonlance here?
I mean, this is the capital of Salamnia. There'd be,
Salami?
that's the name of this country in a sense. Continents, countries, cities.
Lands.
Yeah. He's
many
like,
dirts.
it's
Geography.
it's a viable theory that it would be anywhere, it'd be here.
Well, what's the lore say?
The lore.
Legends.
The lore of the
The lore
Dragonlance.
says the Dragonlance is an item gifted by the gods.
But does it give us a location?
What is the
we don't
dragon?
even know if this thing is real.
Well, it's got to be real if the dragons are looking for it.
Yeah, he goes, if this guy's looking for it with that many dragons, that makes it seem like it's very much real.
What is that Dragonlance capable of?
According to the lore.
Caramon looks at you like, are you mocking our history?
No. No.
I mean, it is
Rolls a
kind of weird that you
19
just have a
insight,
weapon
Jack.
that no one's ever seen before.
He goes, you're being sarcastic.
I get that way when I get scared. It's a reflex.
Mind your tongue. He's like, geez, no reason to be a dick.
All due respect.
But yes, the lore does say that the Dragonlance is capable of killing a dragon in one fell swoop. It can pierce any armor, and its wielder would be able to slay any dragon.
And did you say it was said to be gifted by the gods?
Gifted
That is
to
what
whom?
they say.
You referring to that silly weapon that they ride the horse and they poke each other with?
He looks at you. He goes, "Yes, but this one's quite massive.
That's what
It's
she
meant
said.
for, it's meant to be carried by a legendary dragon rider." He
That's what she-
goes, "That's the problem. Nobody's been known to find it, like, be able to control a dragon for
Cavalian turns to Tinzo and he says, "Godly weapons? Isn't that what we're supposed to be looking for?"
I mean, we are looking for a sword, I believe.
I
Hold
thought
on.
we were
I'd
looking
have
for
to-
a horn.
I thought we were looking for just powerful weaponry,
items.
Powerful
like
items.
weapons of power, essentially.
One ring to rule them all."
I know I have it in here somewhere because there was something that was.
I can't wait to send you guys to Middle Earth because it's not going to be the One Ring. It's going to be like Tom Bombadil's sock.
There's like one weapon specifically that Haster's like.
Right.
mm.
My cock ring fell off.
Yeah, his cock ring fell off. Jesus,
What the fuck?
I think Laura fell asleep.
Yeah, she hasn't moved in a long time. Oh,
Yeah, she's about to pass out. All right, so
I was been about to pass out, dog.
yeah, it's about midnight. I'm gonna call it there.
We
it's been
did,
some good role playing.
we did 2 3/4 hours. I think
Yeah,
that'll do.
we'll
Pigs.
pick up as long. Everybody good for next week?
Theoretically,
Believe so.
No, he's not.
Should be. Let me just look.
Oh, never mind. I thought Hog was Friday. It's Saturday. We're good.
Hog?
House of Glory.
The glorious at the game.
House of Glory Hole.
Good night, Laura.
Yes.
Wow, I'm gonna fucking text her on that one.
No, she's about to fall asleep.
She already
She gave the Terminator 2 thumbs up before she.
Yeah.
So,
Da-da-da.
Anywho,
But yeah, as long as you guys are good Friday.
Sounds good.
as far as I know, yeah.
We fought a Kraken.
You might fight one next week.
Now we're getting on a boat again. We're gonna portal everywhere from now on.
Stay tuned
Okay.
next week on the Dirty 20.
Dragon, rock the dragon.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
I don't know why the Indiana Jones theme is going
On
through my
that
head.
note, good night, everybody.